right. I think we are live and you can all hear me. Okay. So if you are joining this live section, please use the chat to let me know that you can hear me. If you can actually hear me loud and clear, use the chat section. Okay. Because this live streaming today is just going to be about. I'm going to see if I can, maybe in 30 to 45 minutes, if I can actually use one of these scalping strategy that I've set up, okay, to actually scalp the market and see if we can get result. I'm actually going to explain the setup I have here and how you can actually use them. So let me know on the chat if you can hear me. Can I get some comments on the chat? Okay, use the chat section to let me know, the live chat section to let me know if you can hear me. And if you're a member of the YouTube community, you can actually call in live. Okay, you can actually join the live show, call in live. If you actually subscribe to the YouTube package that allows you to do that, you can call in live. Okay. All right. I got your message, Flora Belair. Okay, just give me a moment. I will explain the setup that I have here. Then after that, I can take all of your questions. Okay. Flora is asking for 1 minute scalping. What is the indicator setup for EMA and MACD? All right. I don't have the EMA. The setup I have here in this setup is actually different, so I don't want to alter this until maybe after I explained what it is and how to use them. Then I can take your question and then alter what I have here already. Okay. But I just need to know, can those of you in the live section, can you hear me? Can you use the chat and let me know if you can hear me, so that I can just go on. All right, sorry for that break. So as I said earlier, I'm actually going to do this for 30 to 45 minutes and see what we can get out of it. So I have a scalping strategy that I've been test running for a while now, okay, and it has actually been working for me, and that is the setup you are looking at right now on the chart. Okay, I have just 3 indicators, and these are all free indicators, and you can use them on the free trading view account. Okay, so I will explain how to use this indicator, each of these indicators, and how to set them up the same way I have them here, and how you can use each of these indicators alone. You can use a combination of the 3 that I have. All right, so what we'll do right here, okay, this is what I have here, and as you can see, I'm on the BTC USDT chart, and I'm on equally on the 1 minute time frame. All right, so basically the way we use this indicator is to use this first indicator here. Okay, the way we take signals here, the green bars here that you see here is our buying zone. Okay, this is where we long. Whenever we get the green bars here, okay, the green candles, it means that we are in an uptrend. Okay, And then whenever we get the red section of the candles, that means we're in a downtrend. Okay, so this is what one of the indicators, and the indicators that changes the color from red to blue or to green is the CM EMA trend bar, and then I equally have the VWAP, okay, and then the volume profile indicator all added here. All right, don't worry, the volume profile indicator is not a paid one where you have to subscribe to TradingView before you use this one. You can actually use it on the free TradingView account. So these are the three combinations of the indicators that I have here. And basically the way I use this indicator is I'm just waiting for this candlestick, okay, to trade below the VWAP indicator. Okay, once it trades below this VWAP, this blue line you're seeing here, okay, is the VWAP that we are using. This is the indicator. The VWAP indicator has this upper band, which is the green line up, the lower band, which is the green line down, and then in between it has this blue line here. This is the VWAP line. Okay, so I wait for this to trade. When it trades below the VWAP, I go short. Okay, and then when it trades above the VWAP, I go long. All right, and as you can see here, this is actually a trade. Okay, this one here, whenever you see it go above the VWAP and the candlesticks are green, you go ahead and take a long trade. And when I'm scalping, I don't target too much of profit, okay, because I'm scalping on the 1 minute time frame. 1.5, okay, my risk reward ratio is always 1.5. okay, so you can bring in your stop loss at the previous swing low or swing high depending on the position you're taking, and then you just target 1.5. okay. But if you want to stay in the market and be dynamic in your take profit levels and the rest, then this would have given you up to 1.9 risk reward ratio. If I increase it a bit, this would be 2.1 or 2.4. That is what exactly we are getting. Okay, this move alone, and this is just within if I say, let's say our entering was somewhere around here. Okay, this move here to where the take profit is around 1 hour 16 minutes. Okay, 1 hour 16 minutes. All right, then the short you see here for the crossover, this wasn't actually a lot of movement, but it would have equally given you some profit if you are just targeting, if your risk reward ratio is just 1.5, this would have equally been a winning trade. So if I bring the short position to, okay, let's say we took this trade somewhere around here, and then your target is 1.2 or 1.5. okay, this would have given you 1.2 or 1.3 or thereabout. Okay, this would have given you just within few minutes, okay, of entering this trade, you would have made some profit. This is around about 15 minutes or thereabout. Okay, you would have won this trade. But majorly we are looking for the big move. This didn't move as expected, but it actually ended up in profit if you are scalping. All right, if you are just a swing trader using these indicators or this strategy, then it means you need to stay in the market for a long time. Okay, so this would have equally ended in profit. So I'll just explain what the indicators are all about, how to use them, then I can take your question before I end this section. All right, so my next move now is what I'm looking for is this one that it has started forming these green candles here. I'm waiting for it to cross and trade below the VWAP line here, which is the blue line. Okay, once you start trading below this line, then I can take a short position. All right, I can take a short position because as I can see here, the volume is increasing, and if this trade below this line, I take a short position. Okay, so first we'll explain these indicators one after the other and how you can use them, how you can apply them to your day trading. I prefer scalping on the 1 minute. Okay, if my target is to make 3% on a daily basis or per trade, maybe on a day, if my target is to make 3% trading for that day, okay, 3% of my trading capital, that is what I actually mean. Okay, if you have $100 capital, you have $500 capital, $10,000 capital, or $100,000 capital, you have to be specific maybe in setting up your trading plan. Okay, if your plan is to make at least 3% a day or a week or a month, whatever your strategies are, okay, stick to that. Don't be greedy, because it is when you allow greed and emotions come in, that is when you start losing money. All right, so if I have $1,000 in my account and I want to make 3% of that $1,000 every day trading, and I'm going to scalp, if I don't make that 3% in one trade, I can make it in 2 or 3 trades. Okay, even if I don't make it in 3 trades, I can make it in 4 or 5 trades, depending on how little I can make money in the market and how fast the market actually move. All right, so that is what you just stick to. All right, so if this move alone has given me 3%, I would have just relaxed for today. And there are moves like that in the 1 minute time frame that has given me up to that. All right, give me up to that. So with this strategy, if for instance your trading capital is $100, you can go in with all of the $100 per trade in a single trade. Okay, you go in with all of your $100, and when the market move in that single trade, if you move up to 3%, you close your trade and you close for that day. All right, so the next day what you do is 3% of $100. Okay, you now add up everything and then go into the market with the same profit, okay, with the same capital that you have. So if you do it this way and you keep compounding, all right, let's say today your $100 become $105. Tomorrow you are now trading with $105. After the end of that trade, maybe it becomes 106 or 110. You keep on trading with that. So if you're able to compound it this way, you'll be amazed. And once you always get good result, you'll be amazed at the kind of how quick it will be to grow your account, your little account, to a very reasonable amount of money. All right, I hope this is able to help you. But let us go to the business of the day. Let me explain how to use these indicators that I've set up here. So what I have here are 3 indicators. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put them off, and then we'll explain the indicators one after the other. All right, so the first is to be the CM EMA trend bars indicators. Okay, so to add up this indicator, all right, so while I explain the use of this indicator, I'm actually going to ignore this, because what I'm waiting for, even when I trade with indicators, okay, I love trading with indicators. Even when I trade with indicators, I equally look at the structure of the market. All right, before I can take a short trade, because of what happened here, this trade didn't move as expected. So before I can take a short trade, even when this go up, I will need this to break the structure on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so I'll need it to break this structure somewhere around there. So if it breaks this, as this trend that is coming down here, okay, so what I'm waiting for is for it to break the structure. If truly this is a downward trend, okay, if it breaks the structure, then I'm sure that the next level we'll be looking at, or where I'm going to set my take profit, will be somewhere around this area. Okay, somewhere around this area. If I set my take profit around this area, maybe if the market continue to move down, I can just adjust the take profit level to this area here. So I can have my take profit level 1 here. Okay, I can have level 2 somewhere around there, and maybe level 3 around there. So if it comes close to the level 1, I will adjust my stop loss and then move the take profit, okay, to this level, and then keep adjusting my stop loss until it hits my target. So even when the market continues to drop, I will not pay attention to that, because I want to explain how to use this indicator. All right, because if I go ahead and put on all of these indicators, you see that this movement here is about to cross the VWAP indicator. It's already crossed. Okay, so it's crossing the VWAP indicator. So what I'm waiting for is, if it doesn't break this, okay, if it doesn't break this structure, it means that the market will continue to push up. But if it comes down and break this level here on the 1 minute time frame, then I'll just take a short position, and that we can see what it will result to. All right, okay, that is it. Let me just take all of this out of the way and explain these indicators that we are using here. All right, okay. All right, so before we go on, okay, if you are new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe, all right, and you're hitting the notification bell so that you'll be the first to be notified if videos like this are published on the channel. Okay, all right, so let me go ahead and explain all of this. So basically, if you want to scalp, you need some indicators can work alone. Okay, some indicators you need order to complement it to engage in the market to get confirmation so that you don't get wrong signals and the rest. Okay, so in this scalping strategy, in this 1 minute scalping strategy, we are going to use just 3 indicators. And the first indicator on our list is the CM-EMA trend indicator, which is the one that is responsible for changing, okay, the lines of the colors of my candlesticks. Okay, so when the market is in a trend, in an upward trend, you see the candlestick changing to green, all right, and then when it is in a downward trend, you see the candlestick changing to red. Okay, so to add up this indicator, you go to the indicator tab here and then you type in here CM, okay, CM-EMA, that is the name of the indicator, and you can see I've already added it to my favorite, so you can do that as well. Okay, by Chris Moody, that is a developer of this indicator, and then you go ahead and click on it to add it up to your chart. All right, so once you add it up to your chart, the next thing is to go ahead and click on the setting icon here to set up this indicator. On the input tab, the default EMA number here of the uptrend for the EMA is 200. You can adjust this to whatever you want. You can use the 10 EMA, you can use the 200, you can use the 100, you can use the 50. Okay, but I use the default. All right, then it comes with the EMA trend line on the chart as well. So if I go ahead and check this on, all right, it's going to apply. You see the lines there, and basically the way you use this indicator, so this is just what you have to do. All right, you can use the 200 if you want, you can change it to 50, you can change it to 20, it all depends on your preference, but I prefer using the 200. Okay, so the 200 moving average gives you the overall trend of the market. Now depending on the time frame you are trading with, okay, the moves may not give you that much profit. So basically the way you use this indicator alone is whenever the candlesticks are trading above the 200 EMA line, okay, which is this green line you're seeing, it is not specifically green because it changes from green to red, from red to green, just depending on the trend of the market. Okay, so whenever the candlesticks are trading above the 200 EMA line, and then the indicator, the line here changes to green, you go ahead and take a buy signal. That is the basic way you use this indicator. Okay, so for instance, if for instance I long this market from here, all right, and you target this up here, this would have given you a lot of a lot of profit. This is about 2.8 risk reward ratio. Okay, this is about 2.8 risk reward ratio. All right, and then when the market are trading below the 200 moving average, the candlestick changed to red. Okay, it changes to red, and this would have equally given you a lot of money. You see this move on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so if I bring the short position to, let's say our entering is at this point here, and then you target this move down here. Okay, the risk reward ratio is about 2.5, 2.6 or thereabout. Okay, this would have equally been a winning trade. So basically this is how you can use this indicator alone to scalp the market, and you can make profit for yourself on a daily basis. Okay, now one thing you should know is that when these candlesticks are trading above the 200 EMA, the 200 now becomes a support. Okay, it becomes a support to a certain level, not always, because when it breaks the 200 becomes a resistance. Okay, so just like what happened here, you see that the market will go down, come back and retest the 200 moving average. In this case, because we are in a downtrend, okay, when the candlesticks are trading below the 200 moving average, the 200 moving average becomes a resistance. Okay, so the market came back up here, it couldn't break through the 200 moving average, and then it started retracing back. Okay, so what you would do, you can get up to 2-3 signals per move in the market or per trend in the market. So it comes back. In most cases, the pullback will not touch the 200 moving average as it is right here. Okay, just like you see here. In most cases, just like you see here, in most cases, this will not touch the 200 moving average. It will just come halfway, just like what you're seeing here, and then pull back again. So when it finally touches the 200 moving average, what you are waiting for is for it to break through. You only take a trade when it starts retracing down. For instance, what happened here, maybe you would have start thinking that, oh, this is actually touched and it will start pulling back. No, you don't do that. Okay, you wait for it to retrace. That is why I told you that I couldn't take that trade, because I'm waiting for a break of structure. So when you see the market retracing multiple times this way, okay, let me take the drawing tool. Okay, When it comes to the 200 moving average, you see that the market will start struggling, just like what you're seeing here. The market will start struggling, okay? Should I go up or should we come down? All right, you see that 1 or 2, 3, 5 candles were struggling, and at the end of the day it broke, but it didn't go up that far, and then it came back down again to look at this. So when you are trading, even when you are going to use indicator, you should be able to understand a little bit of price action, because you can combine that with the indicators you are using, and it will make you give you an accurate signals to always trade the market. So basically this is how we use these indicators. When it is trading below the moving average, the 200 moving average, you take buy signals, sell signals, okay? When it is trading above the 200 moving average, you take buy signals. It's as simple as that. This is for the CM-EMA trend indicator. All right, so the next indicator that I'm using is the VWAP indicator. So if I go ahead and turn it on, this is how the VWAP indicator looks like, okay? So this is what the VWAP indicator looks like. If you see this, if you have used Bollinger Bands, you see that the structure here is the same as that of the Bollinger Bands, okay? So we have the upper band for the VWAP, and then we have the lower band for the VWAP, and then we have in the middle this blue line, which is the VWAP indicator. So to add up this indicator to your chart, go to the indicator tab here and just type in here V, okay, WAP, all right? So VWAP stands for volume weighted average price, okay? This is the name of the indicator. So this is the one you want to add up to your chart, okay? And then we equally have on the tools here, we have the one that is called the anchored VWAP, okay? So this, you can draw them on a specific, it tells you, you can use it to determine a specific trend of the market. So the anchored, this is not indicator, it's just a tool on the drawing tools, okay? The anchor VWAP indicator here, for instance, if I want to determine the trend of the market, if I come in here and click here, okay, so you see, let me hide up the indicator so that you see the way it appears, okay? So you see the anchored VWAP, all right? The same way I'm going to explain that you use the indicator is the same way you use this, okay? So you see it following the trend of the market, but we're not going to use this in this video. We're just using the VWAP indicator, all right? So let me turn that on again. So this is what the VWAP indicator looks like, okay? So as I said earlier, you have the upper band, the lower band, and then the middle line here, which is the VWAP indicator. Now, in the case of Bollinger Bands, if you are using Bollinger Bands, in Bollinger Bands, the average, the line here is a moving average line, meaning that prices are calculated based, okay, on the number. By default, it is a 20 days moving average line. So meaning that prices are calculated based on, the moving average of those 20 days or those 20 bars you selected, okay? But here, this is this is the VWAP line, which is not in a moving average, okay? So this works with a combination of volume, okay, the volume in the market, and the average price as well, okay? So if I go ahead and click on the settings of these indicators on the VWAP indicator, when I'm scalping, I just use the default, okay? I use the default settings here, but the way it is, you can hide the VWAP, okay, on day one, okay, on a daily time frame and above. If you want that, you can go ahead and do that. And then for the anchor period, you can use section. The section I'm using here is for this particular trade that I'm carrying out, okay? So you can use the weekly, you can use the monthly, you can use any of these VWAP you want to trade. For those who trade swing, okay, for swing traders who trade with higher time frame like 1 hour, 1 day, and the rest, you can go ahead and use the weekly, okay, the weekly time frame as your anchored period. All right, and then if you want to turn off the upper band and the lower band, you can just come to the style, okay, and put off the upper band and the lower band here. The upper band is the green line above, and the green line below is the lower band. Okay, then the VWAP is this blue line in the middle. So if you want to turn off any of these, you can go ahead and do that, but I use the default. All right, now if you change the anchored period to, let's say, weekly, what it does is that the price will be moving. The VWAP will continue to calculate the price for you as the price continues to move, and then every week, all right, so this here for the section is calculating this based on a daily time frame. You see this demarcation here, okay, this is for yesterday and this is for today. But if you do it on a weekly, if you use the weekly as your anchored period, okay, it means that every week this will trade from Sunday to around the next week Sunday, okay, and then it changes again. So it gives you a calculation of the movement in the market for that week. All right. So if you use the weekly time frame, what I normally do is, for instance, the next week we start counting somewhere around Sunday or thereabout. So you don't trade on Sunday because they still making calculations. For instance, what you're seeing, okay, the viewer will still be making calculations on how to calculate and the rest. And then when maybe the next day you can start trading with that. But majorly I'm using this on the section, the anchor period. Okay, I'm using the section that I'm trading with, and I'm not using weekly or monthly or quarterly. All right. So basically, the way I use this, the upper band becomes when the market is trading above the upper band here, I see it as the market is overbought. All right. You can see it as market is overbought, and then be hoping for a possible pullback from this area. Okay. Then when the market trades above the VWAP, it means that we are in an upward momentum. So you'll always be looking for buy signals. And then when the market trades below the VWAP line here, you are looking for, it means that we are in a downward momentum. The movement downward is, the momentum downward is very strong. So you look for sell signals and so on. Then you only look for sell signals. So I combine this with the CM EMA indicator. Okay. So to be able to do that. So now, because I'm using a combination of these, I'll go ahead and take off the moving average for the CM EMA indicator. So if I click on the setting and go to the input, I can just turn off the 200 EMA here and click OK. So what I now use here is to use the VWAP line, okay, to be able to determine. So what I'm just waiting, now that the market has retested the VWAP, if it continues to go down, okay, remember I said that it will break the structure. I want it to, come retest the lower band before I can actually take a trade. Okay, because if I was using, for instance, if I was using the CM EMA trend bars indicators alone, okay, and I wanted to scalp, I would have made some profit from this, depending on how fast you are to enter the trade. Let's say I enter the trade somewhere around here. Okay, I would have made some profit in this market. Okay, this is about this would have given me 1.5. All right, this would have given me 1.5 on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so now to accomplish this, okay, to confirm the movement and all of this or taking of trades and the rest, I need to complement this with the volume profile indicator. So what you do is to go to, now the default volume profile indicator, you can only use it when you are using a paid version of the TradingView platform, but this one, the volume profile / fixed range, okay, is free. All right, so you can use it. It's the same thing that the volume profile does for you, that it gives you. See that it looks exactly like the premium indicator. So you want to come in here and type in here volume profile. Okay, so when you type in volume profile, this one here, the first one here, you need to use have a paid account with TradingView to use it. But this one, okay, which is the / fixed range, okay, this is the one you are going to use. So just click on it to add it up to the chart, and the settings I made to this indicator is come to the setting icon here, and then for the numbers of bars, I think the default is 150 or thereabout, so I make it 400 so that I'll give the volume indicator rooms, okay, to calculate, to work with. Then for the raw size here, I change it to 48. All right, so you can use 300, you can use 500, you can use whatever you want. And then for the colors, I just leave the default colors there. I don't change anything, and then go ahead and click on OK. Okay, so the way the volume profile works is, the more volume we have in the market, whether to the downward side or the upward side, you always see, this volume that is shooting up. So you can see here, all right, that for the past, few moments or thereabout, okay, you see these bars that are shooting up. It means that there is a strong volume in the market. All right, so now that it has crossed this and start trading, now the basic way I use the combination of these three indicators is, first, I need these candlesticks to be trading below or above the VWAP indicator, which is this line here, the VWAP line, which is the blue line. Okay, once it trades above and it is green, okay, the CM EMA trend bars will give us if it is in an upward trend. Okay, if the candle changes to green, I'm looking for buy signals. All right, and then if it changes to red, I'm looking for sell signals. All right, so then the volume profile indicator must be in between the VWAP indicator. Okay, so if, for instance, this volume indicator is trading or is placed outside the VWAP indicator, I will hold on until the market comes back and stabilize within the view app. All right, so it has to be within the view app. If it is within the view app and this candlestick crosses below the view app line here, which is the blue line, I take buy signals, and if it is above, I take sell signals. Okay, so this is the way I use a combination of these indicators, and so far, okay, the evidence of using these indicators is that it has actually paid. All right, it has actually paid. I've taken some trades, some winning trades. Right, I've taken winning trades that I've, I'm actually very happy with. All right, so basically that is how the combination of these three indicators work. And if you want to copy trades, if you don't want to trade yourself, you want to copy my trades, just go ahead, go to Fairdesk. That is where I'm currently trading. There are a lot of platform out there, exchanges where you can do copy trading. You can do copy trading on BYBIT, you can do on BITGET, you can do on GATEIO. But where I am currently trading right now is Fairdesk. Okay, so you can go to Fairdesk and start copying my trades. Whenever I carry out a trade and I win, it means that it is a win-win for you, and so on. And equally know that since it is futures trading, nobody is 100% accurate. Okay, even the best trader in the world have losing trade. But the way we manage our risks actually determine, how far we can go in trading. All right. So basically, that is all I have for you guys in today's live stream. If you have questions, if there is anything you're confused with, go ahead and ask your questions, and I will provide answers to that. All right, any question? Okay, for Flora, for your question about the EMA and MACD, okay, for scalping, what is the indicator setup for EMA and MACD? Well, I don't know the time frame you trade with equally matters, okay? But majorly for the EMA, what you do for the MACD, what you do with the MACD is just looking for crossovers, okay? While you use the EMA, normally I use the 200 moving average. So I use the 200 moving average to determine the overall movement in the market. If the candlesticks are trading above the 200 moving average, it means that for that particular period we are in an upward movement, in an uptrend. Okay, when the candlesticks are trading below the 200 moving average, it means that we are in a downtrend. Okay, so when the crossover happens on the MACD, what you want to do is that the 200 moving average helps you to filter out false signals, because the more the market moves, at each movement, okay, as this is moving, even if you are looking at this time frame on this let's say 1 second time frame, okay, you're using 1 second, 5 seconds or thereabout, there will always be ups and downs in the market. Okay, there will always be ups and downs in the market. So what you are now looking for is to make sure that there is a strong momentum in a particular direction you are going to, because you cannot just see the candlestick change to green and immediately you take a trade. If you take a trade, the next moment the candlestick will change to red. Okay, so that is why we use the 200 moving average, which is one of the option that comes with the CM-EMA indicator. So if I go to the setting icon again, let me turn on the 200 moving average, click OK. Okay, let me turn off all of these other ones, all right? Okay. So if I turn them off, okay, let me even remove one so that I'll be able to add the MACD indicator. So I'll go ahead and add up the MACD indicator here. So the moving average, convergence and divergence, okay. So once I add it up, this is the default setting for the MACD, all right. So what you are looking for are crossover between the MACD, okay, and the moving, the signal line. All right, the MACD line and the signal line is what you are looking for. So when there is a crossover, when the MACD crosses over, if I go to the setting here, all right, so if you come to the star, you see this is the histogram, which are these candles that are red, okay, or blue or green, sorry, okay. Then you have the MACD line, which is the blue line. You have the signal line, okay, which is this other orange line. So what you are always looking for whether you want to scalp or you want to swing trade or whatever, you're looking for crossover between the MACD line, okay, and the signal line. So when the MACD line crosses the signal line upward, it means you're in an upward direction. So if you want to combine this with the 200 moving average, you see that the crossover in the 200 moving average happens somewhere around there. This is where the crossover happened, this candle here. Okay, so this candle is where the crossover happened, and you can see on the MACD that the crossover on the MACD happened earlier before this. All right, so you just use the MACD as a confirmation to enter this trade. Now the confirmation will now be that the candlesticks or the histogram start printing candlesticks above the zero line. Once the candlesticks are above the zero line, it is green. Okay, and then when it is below the zero line, it is red. Okay, so this crossover here would have given you this trade. Another crossover that happened on the MACD is somewhere around here. You can see it here. Okay, so look at it. This is where the crossover happened, and this is actually a good entry. The next candle was the candle that actually closed below the 200 moving average. So if you have taken this signal here, you see that the candlestick, the histogram started printing red. If you have taken this signal here, let's say you are targeting 1 to 5 risk reward ratio 1 to 2. Okay, this would have worked if it is 1 to 2. 1 to 5 wouldn't go that far. So let's say your entry becomes in the next candle here. Okay, the second candle, and you're targeting 1 to 2 would have worked. Yes, 1 to 2 would have given you a profit here. All right, and you would have exited the market. So basically that is how you use a combination of the 200 moving average and then the MACD. All right, so Flora, I don't know if you understand all I just explained now. I hope that that clears the question you asked. Okay, I hope you understand that. All right, so that is all I have for you guys in today's live video. I hope you learned something. The best way to make money for yourself is to learn how to trade. If you want to start making money trading crypto, trading forex, it's best you acquire the skill. Okay, why? There are a lot of strategies out there. Some of you may get confused because these indicators, you cannot use all of these indicators at the same time. Okay, and then people keep developing the indicators day by day, every day, day in, day out. People are bringing indicators. All right, some work well, some don't work well, and so on. So you can just use indicators for now. Okay, and then if you want to join the big boys in the market, those who are training with smart money concept, those who are trading without indicators, you need to understand price actions and the rest. But while you learn that, for a start, you need indicators to guide you. Okay, because even the smart money concept traders who are trading with without indicators, you need to spot where the other blocks in the market is. You need to spot the liquidity areas and all of that. If you are not able to do that, indicators are there to spot them out for you. Even if they don't do it 100% accurate, they can actually give you a guide. That is why I love indicators. I'm more of a swing trader. I trade a scalper. Okay, I scalp the market. It's either for me to take 1 or 2 trades and make 10%. Maybe I can make 1% in the first trade, make 2% in the second trade, make 3% in the second trade, and at the end of the day, I'm done with it. Whatever my goal for that day is, I exit the market. All right. But for those who trade with smart money concept, they're always looking for that big opportunity to scalp the market and so on. So yeah, indicators works well. Okay, and it can give you the profit that you want. If you are not greedy, indicators can give you some of the profit that you want, and you can make a lot out of it in the market. Okay, so go ahead and try out all of these strategies, and if it works, just let me know. Always leave a comment, nice comment, like the video, and don't forget to share it with others. If you want to join my community, links to join the Telegram group will be in the video description. I have a Telegram group and a channel, okay, where I publish updates and the rest, so you can join them using the link in the video description. Right, so I was not able to take a trade because I'm actually still waiting. You see that the market couldn't go down as expected. Okay, it just came and retest this level, and then it pulled back up. So I'm waiting for it to actually break this level for me to take a short trade. Okay, maybe it will retest the 200 EMA and come back. We don't know yet, but let's see what happens. Okay, but I'll be ending this live stream here. If there is anything, just always leave a comment or join the Telegram group and ask your questions there. All right, and if you are looking for an exchange to trade with, you can check out all of the exchange I have in the video description. Okay, you can copy my trades on Fairdesk. That is where I currently trade with. That is the exchange I currently trade with. Okay, you can copy my trades there as well. So that is it, and I'll leave you guys right here.